everybody. How is everybody doing? Stephen the Medium is here, and this is just a spontaneous check-in to come in, see how everybody's doing. I'm doing some other stuff, and I just need a break from it. There's just a lot going on, a lot of great stuff going on, but I just needed some time away from this, and I just told Elix, who's downstairs with the boys, dogs, Django and little Ricky, that I was going to do a live and check in with everybody, just do some brief readings, which, I'm all about that. Hey, Matthew, first one here. I can't wait to get to see you again soon, Matthew. So again, this was just sporadic. It was just a spur of the moment kind of deal, and I wanted to check in and again do some readings and check in to see what everybody's doing. When I use StreamYard, it always takes long before the comments stop popping up. So if you're saying hi and I'm not seeing it yet, I am saying hi now. I'm just waiting. So no, they're starting to come in. So Donna and Allison, me too, Matthew. I cannot wait. So how is everybody? Hey, Pauline. I hope everybody's doing well. Hey, Ashley. I just wanted to come on. Hey, Linda and Dina. I love it. Hey, Sagittarius here. I love it. Dina, hold that thought. I'm gonna get to people and connect. But I wanted to say, last day of school as a teacher. You mean forever, or you mean for the year, Allison? I would assume. I don't know. That's a biggie. I guess it's a biggie either way, right? So, which is great. Colleen, hello from Worcester. That's where I did so much of my work when I had my probate business. I was in Worcester all the time before I ended it. That's all I was in Worcester and Worcester Probate Court, which I loved, and did juvenile back around where I live, closer to where I live. So listen, before I start doing some readings, I will just tell anybody who's watching or listening that and thank you for coming on, because like I said, this was just sort of a sporadic thing, just the year. Allison, that's funny. Listen, if you're feeling stuck, or let me just say this, if things are going really good and quick with you, then get out of here, because there's no room for you here. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Seriously, it means that you're doing really, really well, because I meditate every day, and I have just been feeling, even with the universe, we're just in a stuck sort of place. So which means that doesn't mean that we're permanently stuck, right? Or we have to be stuck. We can move forward, but it just means it takes that much more effort to move forward. So, like if you're looking for a job and things aren't going well, or a relationship, or just feeling like I just cannot get moving, don't worry about it, because everyone's feeling the same way, and I also don't, I don't really transcribe to, now, don't yell at me if you do, like Mercury retrograde. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm like, some things you read, like don't do any big purchases or don't sign contracts. I mean, I think that's giving way too much control to the universe, and really dismissing your power, right? Because we have a lot of power. I think there's an influence there, but I just don't think it's to a certain degree. So I think that when that happens, and I gotta be honest, I have no idea if we're in Mercury retrograde. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. But this sort of stuck pattern is just where we are right now. So just, give yourself a break. If you're in a stuck pattern and like, I don't know what's going on, don't internalize it and feel like it's me. It's because it's not. You just have to really kick it into gear to move forward. I hope that makes sense. Hey, Jody, thank you. Barbara, I see from Rhode Island, my born and bred Rhode Island, Providence, Rhode Island here. So, I'm very proud of that. So it's busy now around here with the Woo Sox. Oh, I'm sure, Colleen, right? Yeah. It used to be the Poor Sox. So I am going to do I'm just going to do quick readings, as opposed to pulling people in, because it's more time consuming. So when I tell you, if there's like someone you want to connect to, if you have a question, just shoot me a question. Not yet though. Matthew, thank you. I'm certainly very conscious about saying anything about that. So my lips are sealed, even though I did do an episode for a incredible series coming up and going to do another one. So I'm so excited because the staff and the head of this is pretty impressive and pretty amazing and going big places. So, but in any case, if you know that, if you watch or take a look at Facebook or Instagram, you know that Elix and I went to California. We had to do some business there, which was incredible. But we also had my birthday, or I had my birthday celebrating in Palm Springs, which was amazing. It was very warm already. It was like close to triple digits, but it was all good. We spent all the days at the pool, and then at night just went to dinner and walked around downtown Palm Springs. It was amazing. The vacation was amazing. So Allison, thank you. So where am I? So just administratively, just so you know what's going on with me. So any New Yorkers here, and as Barbara just said, hi from Rhode Island, Barbara's like, he's definitely from Rhode Island with that accent. So any New Yorkers here, or anybody who knows New Yorkers, July 30th, I am going to be doing my first event in New York City at the Green Room 42, which is so amazing to me because, you know, these big celebrities go to this venue, and amazing musicians. So I'm really, really excited about that. That's a Sunday at 1:00. And August 22nd, that's July 30th, August 22nd, I will be at the Public House in Sturbridge Village. If you've never been to Sturbridge Village or the Public House, it should be on your list because the Public House is incredible. It's an icon in that city, and it is, it's like, even when it's not Halloween or October, you feel it. It's just incredible, that venue. So it's really amazing. So there's going to be like a dinner and then me. So I'm really, really excited about that. What else? I think I haven't locked this down yet, but I think August 19th on the Cape End, I think I'm going to be at the Sheraton at East Ham. I'm going to finalize that today. And another great thing that I'm really excited about, I don't do this in the summer, but starting the end of August, beginning of September, I am going to be teaching again. So I haven't taught my introduction class, so I'll be doing that in the beginning of September. Listen, if you're sort of on the fence and you know you've got something going on, but you don't know how to hone it in, or like I was about 8 years ago, had no idea what the hell the spirit realm was all about, this is the course for you. It's virtual. And each week you get the materials that go along with the 2-hour Zoom recording, which you get also. But it is incredible. It really is. And I don't know if anybody here may pop on and that's taken my classes, but I'm sure they will give you a recommendation in what they loved about my class. Hey, Tanya. Marianne McCarthy. Hi. And then I'm also teaching in September too, my follow-up to the introduction, the first part of the intermediate, the second part of the intermediate. So this is going to be the advanced, which I'm really excited about. So, and I've never taught that. So the introduction I did, and I love it. You know, I love people that even someone, if you're an individual who has taken a course or read things and it still doesn't feel like it's clicking, check out the description. It should be everything should be on my website this week, I believe. Check it out and just see. It has to feel right for you to do it. And I always tell people that, but I'm really, really excited because, you know, I like to certainly bring in the light side of it. And the introduction is really cool too, because each person that's in the introductory class gets assessed by me. So I actually go into your auras and assess what is your dominant trait. You know, we go through all the clears. You know, if you hear things, you see things, you feel things, you sense things, if you're an empath, all that kind of stuff. Most of us have a dominant trait, and they're called clairs. They're called clairaudient, clairvoyance, clairsentience, and it just keeps clairgustance. It keeps going on and on and on. most of us have like this dominant one. So I'm sure most of you know what I'm talking about if you're connected and you just know that this is usually the way I get things, or I dream of things, or hear things, or see things. Excuse me. So I do an assessment for each one of you. I write it up, and we go over it, which is really cool. And then there's these crazy people that I'm very envious that don't have a dominant clear. They're all the same, which is interesting because that that skill takes longer to sort of hone in on, because unlike, say, your dominant clear is that you hear things, right? So like we talk about your dominant clairaudient, and also you focus on that, right? You do exercises that connect with that. But if you don't have a dominant trait and all of your stuff is moving at the same time, it takes a little bit longer, because it's like one can't go without the other. But when you get there, it's like fireworks. I'm telling you, it's like, it is definitely amazing. So Marianne, thank you. So yes, Tanya, I just took a look. So yes, so there's going to be classes. What's your dominant? I'd have to assess myself. I think I feel like mine is like that, so slow. Marianne, me too. I don't think I have one, because it has changed. When I first started this and I did my first formal reading, like 2015, it was a one person reading. I used to see little movies. That's how I would get a lot of stuff, and I haven't seen them in ages. I don't know what happened to them. And I got to tell you, if any of you, and maybe I'm sure some of you have seen that, it's always with my eyes closed, and it's always right before I fall asleep, or maybe even if I'm just like napping, or I don't know, just taking a rest and closing my eyes, I can see it. And in my head, I'm like, please don't stop, please don't stop. Because it's like you're watching a movie in your head, in your third eye, and you can see things happening. And, I keep trying to make it go and go and go, and it's really cool. I don't see them anymore. And so now so much of mine is sort of just the clear knowing. I was on the phone with my best friend, Paul J. Martin, last night, that we've been friends since freshman year of high school. And he's not on social media, so he wouldn't see this, but he wouldn't mind if I told him. So at the end of the conversation, and Elix is laying on the couch next to me because we were watching TV when he called. And I said to him, when is your meeting with Scott, your accountant? And I mean, you think after all these years he knows now, but he said, how and why did you say that? I'm like, because I can feel it. Something's going on with Scott. And he said, it was yesterday. He said, I haven't seen him since January. So it's just, I don't know how I know. It just pops in my head and I say it, and it works that way. But each person is so different. That's what I teach in the introductory course, is that, the big no-no is you can't compare yourself to anybody. The second you realize that and stop doing that is when everything moves forward at such a fast pace. You can't compare at all. You're your individual person, and that everything that you're doing and your accomplishments, whether they're small or big, are gigantic in the big picture with the universe. So just make sure you keep that with you too. So Amanda, so listen, check out Amanda. I'm not sure if she actually promotes this, but she is dope. She and Marianne also, Marianne actually brought me to Amanda. They came to a reading, and Amanda helps me with my advertisements. And I know, Amanda, you sent me something. I haven't even looked at it yet, but Amanda is incredible. And if Amanda doesn't know something, give her 10 minutes and she will know something. She's so great. I love Amanda. She's really, really great. So, and such a beautiful, beautiful soul. So before I start doing readings, I'm just going to tell you one thing that's maybe two things. So one thing is that I'm just finishing a video which shows you how to make an angel door or an angel portal or a fairy door. I taught that in my class. We didn't get into the instructions of it, but it's really, really key to have in your place, in your house. And especially now summer's out and you've got kids, you can do it with your kids. It's a lot of fun. It really is. And it is no money. Like when I tell you all you need is a Kleenex box, and that's it. Maybe glue, and that's it. And so I'm going to post that video. Hopefully my plan is to finish that tomorrow, and I can get that up. And it's really, really cool. And there's so many things attached to a portal, and I explain what the portal is and why you should have one, and it's really wild. But the last thing I'll say is that and by the way, tomorrow is Elix's radio show. Get a Grip with Coach Elix, and I co-host it. There's some things going on with the radio show that potentially through the static what was that? I sound like I became, I don't know, Buddha, and just started meditating. Did you say that? So I think I'm hoping that I can be back on with my radio show on a limited basis. I don't know yet. We'll figure out if that works. In any case, so our washing machine broke. So this week, and I swear I'm going to do readings right after this. So I'm downstairs this week, right? It was a day that I had readings all night. I do Tuesday nights are usually late. They start at 5 and they go sometimes till 9, right? And they're virtual unless I'm in my office. So I ran Tuesday morning. I'm having breakfast, and the dogs are in the kitchen, and I hear this water hitting the floor, which is unlike either one of the dogs. So I jump up because it's in the living room, and I'm like, no, thinking it's Django, that he lifted his leg and he's peeing, even though that pee sound was really loud. And I look up, oh no, there's water coming from the ceiling. I'm like, what the hell? So I fly upstairs, and the washing machine is on upstairs, and it's leaking. And thank God there was a tray that was underneath the washing machine. When we purchased the house, these are the washer and dryer. Is this TMI? Is this too much information? I'll go fast. It was their washer and dryer, so we never replaced it, and they had a tray there, which should have been the first red flag. Why there's a tray there, I don't know. Maybe people do trays. I don't know. In any case, I shut it off, and it was a mess. It was all worked out well, but I was saying this because we went to this place here on the Cape, and we walked in, and I am telling you, everybody listening to this, tune in to your intuition. Every one of you is intuitive, and you feel things. Soon as I walked in, Elix caught this even before we went in. Before we went in, Elix said to me, by the way, I have a couple of other recommendations. I know that was him tuning in without him knowing he's tuning in. We walked in, and hola, Elix. Elix, I told everybody about the show. I think I did at 1 o'clock. I started to anyway. Get a Grip with Coach Elix. Maybe I didn't. At 1 o'clock tomorrow. Yeah, it's about celebrating Pride. So tune in if you can, or tune in, to listen to it on Spotify. I walked in. The heaviness in this place and the toxicity was outrageous. I just wanted to get out of there. And why I bring that up is that that's not just about, listen, there's a lot of businesses that people are not the friendliest and not the nicest, and don't just give you that air of just good service, right? What people don't understand is that whatever they're selling or promoting is also attached to that energy. So we were looking for appliances. That means if we purchase something from there, I guarantee you we're going to have issues with it. Whether it's right away or some point down the road, we're going to have issues with it. I'm this close to saying the name, but I won't. So it's down the Cape. It was horrible. So we switched over, and then we're going to give a shout out to Matthew. So we went to this other place, which is, oh my God, Elix, are you still here? Help me. Oh my God, it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it, and I have to give a shout out, especially if you're on the Cape. Oh dear God, Elix, help me. Oh man, it will come. What the hell's the name of it? Maybe that's what Spirit wants. Yeah, not to say the bad name, but the Spirit, help me here. Oh my God, I cannot believe I can't remember this, but it will, Lamco, Elix, thank you. See, Elix always comes to rescue me. So Lamco Appliance is phenomenal and fantastic. And there's a store in Attleboro, Massachusetts, and Matthew, who took care of us, said his father started the business. He was incredible. So just know, when you're in a place, energy is energy, right? It does not just affect people, it affects everything. So I just wanted to give that as maybe some advice, so that it's not just like, you don't go into a place saying, all right, listen, this guy's a jerk or they're not friendly, but I just want the stuff, you have to understand that that stuff is going to have the jerk on it. It's just going to come home with you, and it's going to be part of the entire environment. So keep that with you. So same thing if you buy a car or whatever the case may be very, very conscious about how the people are, because that energy just is just everywhere. So, and it's an important thing, and it's something that a lot of people don't think about. And I did a past life reading yesterday or 2 days ago, which was the woman said it was amazing. It was very spot on, which I was very happy about it. But we were talking to Elix's friend in Chile, who's a producer and doing this huge project, and she said that a friend of hers and her opened the Akashic Records for a movie they were working on, and I never thought about that. Akashic Records are where, if you don't know where that is, it's really where all our past lives are. This life is every thought. Like if I think right now I want coffee, that goes into the Akashic Records. My actions, my behavior, my thoughts, everything is just it's a fictitious place. It's not a physical place, but it's just a file that when today closes up, you've got a whole file of exactly not only what you did physically, but what you thought, what you felt, your choices. It's really cool. But I never thought about opening the Akashic Records for a thing. I always thought about opening it up, and have only done that for people. So I am going to try that. So Marianne is the best. I cannot believe that she just got the link to Lamco. I'm telling you, shout out to Matthew. Unbelievable. Seriously, unbelievable. Elena Johnson, how are you? It's so good to see you. So trust your gut. Like your mom used to say, exactly, Nana Erin. So hey, Deborah. Well, Deborah, I'm glad that you did stop by. So, and Brenda Lee, hi, Brenda Lee. I went to order flowers for my mom's funeral this week, and the woman who was so rude and seemed to be bothered taking my order, I walked out. Brenda Lee, that was the best thing that you possibly could do. And a lot of times we get that second that we have to decide, but I got too much stuff to do. I don't have time to go to another florist. I can't do this. And I'm telling you, once you do that and decide like Brenda Lee did, everything shifts, and it is 10 times better than what it would have been in the first place. It's not even just better because you're not with the person that's not the friendliest. It just, the universe just says, this person is really, really focused on doing the best job with these flowers. So we're going to make sure it happens. So we're going to set it all up. We're going to bring her to a florist that just got a supply of these beautiful flowers that they never, ever get. That's how it all works. It's all behind the scenes. So it's really cool. Happy summer solstice. Happy belated birthday, Dina. Thank you. And I'm going to pick people, I'm going to look in, and see if, what I can pull up. But we went to a restaurant in Palm Springs, and look how cool this is. It's called The Edge in Palm Springs. And everyone, I don't know if you can see this, everyone signed it, the staff. How wild is that? It's the first time we ever been there. Usually you just see from the staff of blah, blah, blah. Every single person signed it. So, and if you go on Facebook and Instagram on my accounts, you'll see like every day I had someone else singing happy birthday, because let me tell you that, and I swear I'm going to do readings after this. I've done so many readings, and Spirit constantly will tell me to spend every second being happy. Just being happy. The regrets that Spirit says, which there are not a lot of regrets, but if I do get a regret from somebody in Spirit, it is always that they just did not too much work, didn't be silly, be fun, be in the present, just be happy, be joyous. Find your passion, find your purpose. That's what Spirit tells me constantly in all the time. And when you're that silly, it's not only fun, but it again, it's like the appliance store. It just brings you more and more stuff. So I hope that makes sense. Hey Shannon, do you still do private readings? And if so, in person? Yeah, I do still. You can go on my website and do virtual. But for in person, it's just groups, Shannon, right now, just because of my schedule. So let me see. Hi, Cindy, thank you. Happy belated birthday. Thank you. So listen, so anybody have any questions or just want to ask for a reading, or if there's someone in particular that you want to hear from, dad, mom, grandmother, dog, who did I just saw something here. Amanda, thank you. Green Room 42, 1 p.m. Sunday, July 30th. She is on a roll. So, Joanna Barber, when you just said hi, any message for me? Father energy, father figure. I can't tell if this is a dad or Joanne, or it feels like a father energy. So I don't know if your dad is cross, but it's definitely father energy. So father, father-in-law, could be grandfather. But Joanne, your father said two things, or the father energy just said two things, Joanne. One, there's a birthday or an anniversary connected to you. You, mom, child, anniversary of death, and 2 weeks back, 2 weeks forward, no more. So because he shows me the bouquet of flowers, it really feels like a dad. And to stop holding back, stop holding yourself back. I don't know what he's referencing. I just asked him, and Bill, Bob, Brian, something like that. It's a B name that's connected. It may not be him. Hey, Bill Bradley. Hey, Bill, I miss you and Pam so much. We got to see each other. I'm so glad that you popped in. But getting back to you, Joanne, your father figure just yelled at me like, we're in the middle of a reading. He just keeps saying to there also, I think it's an anniversary of death or something, or there's something, because he keeps saying, you keep thinking it's sad, like you keep, it's a memory. So it's either maybe an anniversary is coming up of death, or like something is triggering you, Joanne. That's what I keep feeling from this dad energy. So just make sure you keep that with you. And let me know. A friend just that's what it is, Joanne. So it's just know that the friend who died, it's just you're very open. So whether you know it or not, so I mean, I know, of course, like everyone's, if you've got a friend who passed away, you're going to be sad, right? But this is a little bit different because of your connection. Your friend comes to you and you can feel and pick up that energy. So your friend just said two. I don't know if they're talking about them, like two kids, two, or you've got two kids, but there's two. They just said. So and clapping. So every time I clap, it's just a way to say, thank you, Joanne, for giving me that. We had two boys. So we had two. Okay, so there's the two kids. When you say, Joanne, you said we had two boys that are in spirit, you mean? Tell me. Oh, you mean, hopefully you mean your two boys are we had two boys together. Oh my God. Oh, wow. We had two boys together. She passed away. Oh, wow. Wow, Joanne. So, the father, it does not feel like a grandfather. It feels like a dad energy, maybe even her father. I don't know. No, she died. They are here. Perfect. I was very happy about that because I didn't feel young boys in spirit. So I'm very happy about that. Yes, thank you. It was sudden. Yeah. And I love that. I love also, Joanne, the thank you to you. Just more than you can ever imagine, she just said. So she's God, when I stutter or pause like that, it's because I'm picking up them, I'm picking up her, and she's like so excited that you're here, but she's also so obviously she just passed, so she's assessing and she's sort of adjusting, and But the great thing that she just said to me, please tell people here that, there's no time frame for once someone passes to come through. A lot of times, and again, people believe what they believe. And in my perspective, it's usually not like, well, you have to wait 6 months, you have to wait a year. In my experience, they come through when they want to come through, and it can be hours after. That doesn't mean everyone does, but it does mean that that's definitely a possibility. So Joanne, thank you. She just has a big hug to you, and just make sure you keep that with you. But Joanne, I don't know if that's also part of you holding back. So just make sure you keep that with you. It feels like the dad energy, as well as now her, is saying, you're stronger than that, and you're more capable of that, and you have the ability. So whatever that means, just make sure you keep it. She's not mad at me. No, I just said that and then read she's not mad at me. No, she's the one that's telling you to go forward, to move forward, that you are, such way stronger than you give yourself credit, and a way nicer soul and beautiful soul than you give yourself credit. So just make sure you keep that with you. So I hope that makes sense, Joanne, and I will leave that with you. So that's Dorothy Roos. My ex-husband just passed on 4/20 unexpectedly. He comes to me several times mad. So Dorothy, you know what? I love that you said that in this, and that people can see this, because anytime, well, I would say the majority, and when I say the majority, I say 9.9 out of 10 times, that if you're, and I'm assuming when you said he comes to me, either a dream or maybe even when you're up, I don't know, make sure you get, Dorothy, that madness, or that feeling that he's mad, is coming from you and not from him at all. That's just not the way it happens in spirit, from my experience, is that bold. So Dorothy, that's just more of you. Obviously, if he died 4/20, ex-husband, there's a lot of history there. So just know, there's a lot of feelings that, even though he's your ex, are still there, right? The feelings come back like that. So just make sure you get and understand that he's mad at me is really coming from you. It's just processing. It's just like, Dorothy, and everybody else listening, when you have a dream and it's a bad dream, or you keep having this horrible dream, it's not a dream that most likely is something that is happening or going to come true. It really is just what's going on in your life right now. So maybe the missing of him, Dorothy, maybe if there was, like, you're holding on to still some guilt, maybe, all of that comes into play, Dorothy. So make sure that that's not something like, Dorothy, when I'm talking to you, he's smiling. S. He keeps drawing the Superman letter on my shirt. So there's an S. But Dorothy, I don't know. I agree. Lucky by the end of the dream, we are laughing. Oh my God, that is so funny that I just said that he's looking at me laughing and smiling. That's pretty such a beautiful validation, Dorothy. But the S, but it could be a place too. It could be like a city or a street name. S. He keeps doing an S. He also keeps saying one. So either there's one child or there's a child in spirit. You'll have to let me know, Dorothy. Either someone has just one child, or someone lost a child, like maybe miscarriage, but he just did one. It's funny, Dorothy, too. He just keeps wrapping his arms around you. So just make sure you know that's not someone that is wrapping his arms around you because he's trying to squeeze the life out of you. No pun intended. You like how I did that as a medium? It's because he loves you and he's still giving you that big hug. So just make sure you keep that with you. But I don't know what the one is that he keeps talking about. So we were divorced, but still had a great friendship. I love that. And it's that's not a big surprise. What's the one, Dorothy? there's something there. So maybe you let me know or figure it out. So again, it's either one child or one child in spirit. Yeah, he said, the S. And there's also Jim, John, Jack, GJ name, George connected Dorothy. That your side, his side, I don't know. But there's I keep hearing him saying the GJ name. So also just make sure you keep that with you. So, but I love to be able to get to say that when we cross over in spirit, we don't keep that. I call it the earthly junk, right? We don't keep that any longer. We just we're in such a beautiful place. We're home, really. And we have the ability. I'm not sure if it's the ability or it just happens that we just don't hold on to anger, jealousy, stuff like that. So I have a son, John, but John's twin died while I was oh my God. So there's the John, the GJ name and his twin. So there's wow. So there's your John's son, it feels like. I mean, John's brother, your son. So I have a son, John, not his, but I love that. I love that your child is stepping forward, Dorothy, to give you that big hug. And the great thing too is that was your ex that had me say, when I was saying John or Jack or something like that, that was him, just because he knew that it was something that would make you feel good of knowing that your child is here too, even though he's in spirit. So how do you like that? It's pretty good. So Dorothy, thank you for letting me do that. The comments are coming really, really slow. I do love how everybody is engaging with everybody, and someone says someone lost someone recently and sorry for your losses. It's such a great feeling and great people that are in here. I love it. It's really great. So thank you. He definitely knows I would want to know of him. I love that. And he does. And it's just also a way to just let you know that he's watching and he's with you. So so let me see. Colleen, my parents, I feel them. So mom and dad are in spirit. So Colleen, I got to tell you that they come completely different. Like your mother comes in completely different from your father, and it is it's like a sitcom with the two of them. Your mother's on one side of me, your father's on the other side, and of course it's all about you. But the way they come in, completely different, and there's jokey to them. I don't know who's Dorothy. Thank you for letting me do that. I don't know, Colleen, if it's both of them, if it's one of them, but they just keep May, Colleen, 5. Your mother just said 5. So something's in May or 5 kids. What's the 5? And your mother just said, Colleen, the ring. They are opposites, and my dad is very comical. So it's your dad. Yeah, it's pretty funny. So Colleen, 5. I can't tell if that's 5 kids, May or the 5th of a month, but there's something with 5. Your mother just said, my daughter's birthday's, oh my God, it's a double, May 5th. I love that. I love that your mom's giving that as a validation. Colleen, what did I just say? My God, maybe I've got, maybe my brain is just done for today. I just said something to you twice. May, the 5th of the month, and the ring. Shannon, thank you. She left her wedding ring. Oh, so that's what it is. I heard your mother, like, she was standing next to me and said, Stephen, ask her about the ring. Ask her about the ring. So, which is pretty wild. And she loves, Colleen, she loves the fact that you have the dust it off. I don't know where it is. That's your father saying, tell her to dust it off. I don't know if it's put someplace, but your father is obviously very comical, and your mother's just giving him a look like, I don't know. The love between these two is is impressive. It's very impressive, and it's a different kind of love, Carlene. It's just it's a very deep love I can feel, because they also show me and let me feel them when they were here. He was a neat friend. That is so funny. That is really funny. That's why he's telling you to dust it off. But your mom is crying, and I just said to her, Why are you crying? She's so excited about the 5th. That talk about your daughter's birthday, but you have two? Are there two others or two kids? Your mother just said two when I looked at my daughter's birthday. They were high school sweethearts. I'm not surprised, Colleen. I could feel that love here in spirit and here in the physical world, which is pretty cool. Yes, I love that. So she didn't want to make sure you didn't miss out on the other daughter, the May 5th and the other one. So, there's your mom. Your spirit can say a lot of stuff, but your mom was one that would like, it would bother her so much if she didn't validate both kids in just one of them. That would bother her a lot. Your mother's very sensitive, and your mother feeling like, oh my God, if my daughter tells my granddaughters and only one came through, that's your mom, right? I can feel that. So it's there's a grandfather also. Hi, Barbara Marie. I'm so glad, Barbara, you're here. Barbara, you better let go of that F, though. If Elix sees Felix, he's going to come out and find you. And I don't know. I forget the phrase he always uses, but he always says Felix without the F. So it's Elix. So Marianne O'Brien. So Colleen, thank you. I love. Oh, and by the way, Colleen, there's a grandfather stepping forward. But there's two grandfathers. One feels distant and one feels closer. So I don't know if Barbara, please don't say sorry. Do you know how many people do that? This is a lot of people. And by the way, Barbara has the cutest effing dog, Wolfie, you've ever seen. The face is adorable. Just saying. But Colleen, I don't know if a grandfather died when you were younger or he wasn't as geographically close, but it feels like one grandfather's here and one's here, both stepping forward. There's grandmothers. There's a lot of people. And Colleen, I will tell you, Anna, Ava, someone's first name, middle name is A. I don't know if these are your kids, you, mom. I don't know who that is, but I can hear a really strong Anna, Ava, there's something like that. I can't. One died when I was 1, and the other one was a step grandfather. Yeah, so just know again that they just wanted to make sure that they're here and stepping forward. So my mom is Elena, and my middle is Annette. No big surprise, Colleen. So again, it's just mom giving that as a validation to say it's really me, honey. It's really me. So I love that. So Marianne, any idea where my mom's ring could be? We know some Ari and evidence, but I can't find the one. I mean, what is this? So any idea where my mom's ring could be? We know some. Am I just being an idiot that can't understand this? The RE, some in evidence, but I can't find the one my dad gave her. So, well, I guess it really doesn't matter. My mom's ring could be. So are you looking for the one that your dad gave her? I'm assuming. So I think evidence yeah. Yeah, I didn't know what that was. I'm like, but I can't find the one my dad gave her. Yes. Marianne O'Brien. So yes. This is I always tell people, if someone asks me that, one is in evidence, one is missing. Got it. Oh no, she's asking. Nana Aaron is like my assistant. She's asking Marianne, is that true? Marianne, let me tell you this, that when someone brings up jewelry, or even if they didn't ask me, something is not around or so, I'm here for you. Thank you, Nina Aaron. Um, it's they'll show me the change when I see a ring on my finger, and then see how this looks like it's rings. If I see a ring here and a ring here, it means something changed or something was lost. Now, I know you already told me that you can't find it, so clearly it's lost, but that's how they start answering me, and they'll start giving me like sort of Bob, I mean, Marianne, it's this is really interesting. Someone's hey, Diana, someone's looking at it. Like, it feels like it's the one you're asking about, like the one that your dad gave your mom, because someone's looking at it. So there had to be some access to it at some point. Because it feels like the person who's looking at it is admiring it, but it's not theirs. Like it's not supposed to be theirs. But then it feels like they may leave, and it doesn't leave their finger, or I say pocket, but I don't know. It feels like somebody. I can see them showing me somebody's looking at it because they're admiring it. It almost feels like someone's saying, "I want this," but they sort of know that that's not something that they would have got. Was there like a nursing home or hospital involved in this? Or somebody was in the house that was taking care of somebody, Marianne? That's what it feels like, because it feels like it is someone who has access, is there for a particular reason, or maybe somebody who was there for a reason but brought somebody else that wasn't supposed to be there. That's what it feels like. And I just don't, that doesn't, and I don't want to leave you with that's never going to be found at all. It's just because I don't know. It could be, I don't know, it could be like someone who eventually finds it and realizes it and gives it back, or I don't know. I don't get anything else on that, but it does feel, I feel like I'm in a nursing home, in that, or a hospital, and if someone goes in and someone's taking care of them, and you forget to take the rings off or something, like that's what it feels like. So yes. Listen, Marianne, across the board, you and everybody else, once we get into spirit, we're okay. Always. Even if there's things that we've got to learn that we didn't learn here, we're still in such a better place than we are here. She was home. Marianne, then if she was home and there wasn't an incident that she had to go to like a place, then did you have people coming in? There's something going on. So, oh my God, wow. So maybe that all sort of ties into what she was talking about and bringing up. I'm so sorry, Marianne. That's tough. That's very, very tough. So, but the interesting thing too, Marianne, is that she just talked about there's I know you said there's question marks, but there's definitely evidence. She talks about something written, something is written that's found. I don't know what this is, but yeah, I can't even, heartbreaking doesn't even cover it. So that's horrible, Marianne. I'm sending you and your mom so much white light. So just keep that with you. So Bernie, it's so good to see you in here. I'm so happy to see you, and maybe someday, before we don't meet in spirit, we'll get to see each other in person. That would be nice. You're gonna have to let me know if you're still in Florida, if you were come up here or not. So let me know. And Jennifer Kelly and Miss Lily, how are you guys? It's so good to see you too. So yeah, it's Samantha saying that's so tragic. It is. It's hard to wrap your head around, right, when that happens. So Samantha Collins needs a read. I love Samantha. I love that. I love that you've got people supporting you. Um so Samantha, um oh Sam, so this it's a lot going on. I'm really good, Jennifer Kelly. I'm really good. So I'm glad that you guys are good too, because I know I don't know if Lily is she graduating? Jennifer, you can shoot me an email. Give me an update on what's going on, so I know. Hey, Paula. So Samantha. I want to call you Sam. So because that's coming from Spirit, Sam. Um, Sam. The first thing I keep feeling is that there's everybody in Spirits just giving these validations about Jennifer. Thank you about how incredibly impressed they are with you. Um, it feels like a mom, just who you are in the battles and the struggles. Samantha, we all have issues, right, that happen to us, but yours is a little bit different. And you, my God, Samantha, are also very, very connected. So and strong mother, and it just like almost knocking me down, strong mother energy. So Samantha, I don't know if your mom is past or crossed, but really, really strong energy with like the biggest smile. Let me see. You can call me Sam. I love it, Sam. Listen, Sam, I didn't even need that sort of authorization. Your loved ones were calling you Sam. So um Bernie, Sam, I'm coming back to you, but Bernie, Florida. I'm sorry. Listen, nothing against people that live in Florida, but I got to tell you, that ain't happening. No, I'd love to see you. I'd love to see your ranch, but the Florida thing ain't happening. So then I switch it around and say, come to Cape Cod. So there goes the invitation. I never say never, but I'm just saying. And I'm sure you probably know why. My grandma has passed. My mom is still here. Okay, so Samantha, or Sam, so the mom energy then is grandma, right? So the hello Lisa. The mom energy is grandma, who's really, really excited. And Fran, Samantha, who's the in three? Three. I don't know if you're one of. I called her Mama. It's probably why I kept getting Mama, even though grandmothers do come in as a mother energy too. So she was front and center, Sam, of just talking about how thrilled and how in awe she is of you, which is a great thing. Sam. It's interesting. Your grandma or Mama just talks about a serious relationship, and then it feels like it breaks off. I don't know if this is current, if this is, you're gonna have to let me know if this is in the past, but because I can feel like a ring going on, that doesn't mean physically that happened. It just means that there was a very serious there's like an abandonment stuff going on. Someone just leaves, also, or maybe someone dies very quickly and the abandonment feels there. So see, Bernie, listen to Allison. um Allison, thank you, Bernie, come up here. So Sam, um there's three, it feels to me it's three kids, or you have three siblings, or there's three of you. That's what I keep feeling that the grandmother's bringing up. There's a really strong father energy too, but there's also, it's interesting, there's a father energy that feels far away. So I don't know if your dad is still here, or geographically away, or there's another father energy that it feels away. It just feels away. So it could be a grandfather too. So my mama had three children, and her and my papa were very involved with me and my two cousins, who are like my brothers. Oh, I love that. I love that the three connection. So, and it's um Sam, I cannot tell you, Mama. I cannot tell you how excited she is. And she is so excited that I got to do this with you and that she's wrapping her arms around you. And she just keeps saying, I don't hear this a lot, Sam, but I keep hearing her say how much she misses you. Normally, that's not what I hear from Spirit, because usually it's the opposite. Spirit will say, I'm always here with you. She is always here with you. I just lost two males, my uncle and almost brother. And oh my God. Wow. So the almost brother-in-law is the one I was picking up on, and that's why he's stepping forward, because if he wasn't married yet, and I don't know if this is to the brothers that you're talking about, their sister, or you've got a sister. That's why I felt like the abandonment piece in the wedding ring that's not there is serious, but it doesn't happen. So just know that your brother-in-law is stepping forward. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Listen, I didn't even know her, and I miss her because she is so incredible. So incredible. I love her, Sam. You know, for you too, Sam. I just saw the sword, which means that you got to give yourself credit, and you don't. You've got to give yourself credit on your accomplishments and where you are in life and what you're doing and going forward. And that your mama just said, please tell my baby she's got to do that. She has to acknowledge and give herself self-love, because you're always, Sam, your grandmother just said to me that you're always that way. You're always helping or thinking of people, and it's never this way. And that's really, really big for you to, at some point, it's not an ego thing, Sam. It's just really, you've got to turn inside, you really, this isn't Spirit talking, this is me. You really should, even once a week, just before you go to sleep, if you can, just take a couple of deep breaths in, full breaths, and just sit with yourself and think about the day or the week and the accomplishments, stuff you're grateful for, stuff that because of who Sam is, things have happened. That's really what your grandma's saying, and she wants to keep. It's almost like building you back up again. Even though with the sword, that means you have been doing that, which they're very, very proud of you for doing that. So, but I think, as you mentioned, the losses that are around you, that's a hit. You took a big hit, and that, listen, if you almost you almost have a brother-in-law, and they cross before the couple, and I'm not sure who it is. If it's your sister, like I said, is married, that is clearly another way of saying being abandoned, and that's tough. And that's just, you've got to deal with that too. That's hard. It's very, very hard. But just internalize your love for yourself, Sam. You got to do that. You're such a strong soul. And you know what? I just looked at I can barely see the pitches, right? Because the column's so small, but I can see your face. You are so connected, Miss Sam, way connected than you give yourself credit for. So just also keep that with you, and things keep getting better and better. So just make sure you hang on to that. So hi, Ginny T. I know Lisa hooked me up with Ginny, and I love the fact that Ginny is here too. So First Spiritual Church of Onset, free reading, third Wednesday, 7 p.m. on Zoom and at the church. Nice plug, Bernie. So Bernie's been part of this at least obviously Onset, but I met him in one of the spiritual church that's of Brockton, even though it's in Rehoboth. That's how Bernie and I met. So Bernie's a good egg, a really good egg. So, and I hope you tell Laurie I said hi too. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for those messages. Oh, Sam, you know what? Listen, I thank you for saying that, but really listen. And the great thing is, this is going to be, on my Facebook page. It's also on my YouTube page, right? It's streamed, so you can go back to it, listen to it. And if you got to keep listening and going back to it and reminding yourself of what your mama said, you gotta do that, because it's. Let me just say this to you, Sam. Your mama just showed me something that it just feels and I say this in such a positive way because it's changing with you in such a good way, is that it just feels like so far in your life, you move forward and you get to the place that you need one more step to get or accomplish what you want. And I'm not saying you haven't accomplished a lot of things. I'm sure you have. You're really connected. But something happens, or you self-doubt, or the lack of confidence, and you're that close, but you don't know you're that close. So you're left sort of with, oh, that's not happening. This didn't happen. This didn't work out. Stuff like that. But the great thing is, whether you believe me or not, and believe your mama, you're in the best place that you could possibly be right now, Sam. And you've got to keep that train moving. You have to keep getting better and better and better. And keep in mind that connection to spirit. I don't say that lightly, and I don't say it to anybody unless I see their auras. Again, we're all connected intuitively, but when I see that heightened, I see your auras. Your auras are green and purple. The purple is the artistic piece. The green is the healing piece, the empath piece. So I don't know if that makes any sense, but I can clear your auras almost like came out and smacked me in the face. That's pretty cool. So just keep that with you. So, I pause because these comments, when as I mentioned, use StreamYard, are really, really slow. So it's sort of like they're just frozen. So this is like a silent prayer. I'm just waiting for the column to move. So if there is anybody that you want to hear from, let me know. So, so any messages for me, Dina? Thank you. I love Dina. Is very, very polite. Any messages for me? Thank you. Dina. So Dina, there's a young male that steps forward. So Dina, when I get a young male, it's somebody who is 60 in their 60s or younger that passed away. Even though it's a he's shrinking the time frame. So Dina, somebody died young. A male died young. Like, I don't know if this was in school, and you may not even need. I mean, you may not even have been like friends with this particular person, and I know sometimes it doesn't make any sense. But Dina, there's a male, or maybe you do know, maybe it's not from school, or maybe it is someone who lost a child, but he's young and he passed away, and he keeps waving. And Dina, who's the Brian or Barbara or Bob or Bill? There's a B, either living or crossed, that's connected to you. Tell me more. Dina, let me know. Well, in any case, I'll just keep going so I don't have to keep pausing. I don't know who that is, but they keep giving me that as a validation. There's a dog also, Dina, that just keeps going back and forth in spirit. B name. My cousin Gray last week, friend of Bill, passed. So I'm assuming my cousin Jose, your cousin Jose passed away last week, and a friend of Bill passed. So there's the Bill, whoever that is. And I'm assuming also that Jose was younger, 60s or younger. Gary, got it. Also, my cousin Gary. This is like I'm playing a game here, Dina. The dog is Jose. Okay. There's a B. It felt like there's also a B dog or pet name, either a long time ago, current that you have. There's a buddy. There's a B, something like that. That's okay, Dina. But just know that the cousin Gary is just letting you know, and I'm assuming he's the young guy. I'm very excited that he gets to come through. He just said to me, even though he just died like last week, He's like, she still wouldn't have thought I would be first to come through. She thinks somebody else would be the first. So I love how he just pops through and just let you know that. So he's also, Dina, on sort of your team. You know, we all have a spirit team. We have a team of angels, a team of hey Steve, it's Lori. We missed you both, and we traveled to Massachusetts. You're at the top of the list for a visit. We so enjoyed the videos and the photos that you share. Hey Lori, I'm so glad you popped on. Listen, you know what, Lori, I'm just gonna have to go through you. You know, just push Bernie to the side. I'm just gonna have to again connect with you so that we get to see you guys when you come up. And yes, I gotta tell Elix that we're on the top of the list. When you come here, we're getting together. You know, you have to come here. We'll do dinner. Elix is going to be really excited that I not only got to talk to Bernie, but I got to talk to Laurie. So, which is really cool. So getting back to Dina, yes, very surprised. Yeah. I'm not surprised about that, Dina, because he just said that. Gary just said that. Whether it makes sense or not, Gary is on your sort of team that helps guide you, works with you. Dina, someone's either in healthcare or someone's getting their blood taken or there's a health something going on. And it's not future stuff. It's either now or past. But someone just brought me to the hospital and said, Dina, so someone works in healthcare, or I can feel I'm getting like an IV or blood taken. There's something as a validation, Dina, that I keep hearing. So just make sure you keep that with you. There's also a teacher. I keep seeing the alphabet. So someone at some point did something with the school setting, or teacher, counselor, bus driver, something with school too. So also make sure you just keep that with you. And Dina, there's a big something happening soon or just happened. Either a big birthday, like 21 or 40 or 50 or 60, 80. There's something big, or there's a big, I'll keep it in mind, school teacher. So it looks like you're saying there is a school teacher. I don't know. In any case, just keep the biggie. I don't know if it's already happened, but it's either coming or it already happened. And maybe it's a big trip, but I just keep hearing my I love it. So my best friend's 60th. That's a biggie, especially if it's your best friend. You got to know that you and your best friends, loved ones in spirit, just giving that as a big shout out and a big celebration. So Dina, lastly, there's someone's talking about, I think this is connected to healthcare. Someone's got a scar on them. Someone's talking about they had to have surgery for something that sort of felt serious, because then when they're closed up, I can see the scar. I sort of want to go to the stomach area, like colon or bladder or pancreas. I don't know if this person's living or someone's in spirit. At first I thought it was a heart, and it could be a double validation, but that's when I just said, is this a tattoo? And they said it's a scar. So, and it could be another double validation with somebody's validating a tattoo. Just make sure you keep that with you. And I don't know, it could also be connected to your best friend, but it feels like it's a major procedure. So my mom's stomach. Yeah, I thought it was something with stomach. So if you understand that, Dina, it's just a great validation for you. And if your mom's still here, then it's coming from, I'm sure, like a grandma, because there's a mother energy. So just make sure you keep that with you too. So, and thank you for letting me do that. And again, the great thing is this is all recorded, right? So it's on Facebook. It's also on my YouTube channel, so you can take a look at it. So listen, don't she's gone. So that's why your mom's giving that as a validation and a big hug, which I love. Pauline, thank you. Someone just said they didn't get a hi. For some reason, I didn't get a live notification. Great seeing you, Michelle. Thank you. I don't know why. If that's weird that you didn't get a notification. I'm assuming people did, right? Because there's a lot of people that came on. I don't know why. Tina, one last thing. There's something with barrettes in the hair. Your mom just said, when you said she's gone, your mother just said there's something, it almost feels like a picture with ribbons or a barrette or something that is, like your mom said, very special. Some kind of, and maybe it's not a picture, maybe it's just a memory you've got of like barrettes in your hair, or someone, a prom or a wedding, and there was a lot of things in here, or it was like when you were a little girl. But your mom loves that validation. So however that drops, just make sure you keep it with you. So and also, if you are interested in what's going on, my second newsletter will be coming out. I did my first one last month, so check it out. Amanda takes care of that. It's on my website. I think it's pretty good. It's coming out soon for the month of July, so I think you're going to like it. It's about signs, and who doesn't want to read about that, which is a great thing. Tomorrow, check out 1:00. Elix and I will be on WARA doing Get a Grip with Coach Elix. I don't know, can you hear that? One of my dogs, little Ricky, is like, he's mini me. So when I'm doing readings and spirits around, Ricky starts howling, and he's downstairs. I'm in my office, which is a flight up, but he's downstairs in the master bedroom. And yeah, I don't know if you can hear that, but he's like feeling spirit. So you can check it out. But you can also make sure you become join my newsletter or website or news email. Join my email, so then you'll get stuff right away. And you can go to Linktree and do the same thing, because my girlfriend Amanda also did that. I'm not sure if Marianne also helped with that, but they're both incredible. So thank you guys for letting me do. I just heard him, Linda. That is funny. Yeah, he does that all the time. I love seeing signs. I'm always looking for them. Yeah, Sam, they're there. So Kathy, thank you. I love that. Yeah, little Ricky, and next week will be 13. And little Ricky, the mini me. I don't know if you've heard the story, but in 2017, he had a very simple procedure to fix 2 discs in his back, and he's like 8 pounds, and 4 months was paraplegic, completely paralyzed. The operation obviously didn't go the way it was supposed to, and he was paralyzed. And believe it or not, people would say to us, more Elix, because they probably knew what would come out of my mouth if they said it to me, but that's not fair to a dog. He can't walk, he's paralyzed, and Elix and I signed on with these dogs like it's forever. So I'm not saying that about me. I'm just saying that's just that was Ricky's life. And I remember it was months of everyday crying. Both of us took turns crying, and we had this little harness that we'd have to put under his little belly and take turns going outside to keep him in the same format that he would pee into his business outside, as opposed to, because he couldn't move, in his bed. And every 30 minutes he wouldn't pee, or he wouldn't do number 2, and we had to keep doing that back and forth. And so we took him to Tufts, and Tufts told us to go to Animotion, which is in Easton in Massachusetts, which is a therapy place, which is phenomenal. And for almost 4 months, he did, on a weekly basis, 3 times a week, he did the water treadmill, he did laser treatment, and he did what was the third one? Laser treatment, the water, and my God, I can't remember what the other one, acupuncture. He had all 3 for 3 times a week. And after just about 4 months, we brought him with us to Puerto Rico, because we had to bring Consuelo, Elix's mom, to Puerto Rico, because the hurricane had come through. She had been with us for 6 months. She wanted to go home. We have 3 dogs. We can't leave Ricky with people because Ricky can't walk, right? When we would feed him, we would actually use one of those donuts and plop him in the middle of the donut, put towels on side of him, because if he didn't, he would just fall like that. And we're in Puerto Rico. Maybe some of you guys have heard this story. And right before we went to Puerto Rico, we went to Tufts, and they said, the surgeon said, we've got to put him back under and look what's going on, because unlike humans, animals' scar tissue forms quicker. You've got about 6 months. And once that scar tissue is formed, you can't fix it. So, and we didn't want to do that because we didn't want to put him under again, because there's a big risk with a, 6, 7, 8 pound dog going back under. And he's been through a lot. So we had no choice. We didn't know what to do. He was still paralyzed after almost 4 months of 3 times a week going to Animotion. And, we said, okay. And they said, we'll do it in 2 days. And we're like, in 2 days, we're leaving for Puerto Rico. So they scheduled it. We were going to be there in Puerto Rico for 6 days. So they scheduled it for the day after we got back from Puerto Rico. We go to Puerto Rico and, I want Ricky was always on the bed with us in his little bed, right? With the little Pampers in case he was incontinent. And I am laying in the bed. I was reading something and Elix and his mom are in the kitchen, and all of a sudden, like peripherally, I see like little Ricky's ass. Can I say ass? I just said it. His little ass go up, and then I look up and I'm staring like I don't even know what to say. And then his front comes up, and I scream because I'm so excited. And when I scream, it makes him fall. Elix and Consuelo come running into the bedroom, and I am off the bed. Elix is like, "You're white. What is going on?" I'm like, "Ricky, just get up. Ricky, just get up." And then I started questioning myself because then he wasn't moving again. I'm like, "Was it spirit? Am I just hoping this was going to happen?" And we waited and waited, and we sat there. And he did stop moving a little bit, not to the point that he did it when I was watching him. So later that day, we had so much hope. Later that day, we went out to dinner and we left him in the living room in his bed, which he always was. And I am not kidding you that we got home from dinner. We opened the front door and Ricky greeted us standing in the middle of the floor. So we have videos of him. He had to learn or relearn how to walk again. So he would stand up for a minute and then plop right back over. And there were tears again, but there were good tears that, oh my God. So I shot a video and sent it to Animotion. And when we got back from Puerto Rico, because he was still doing his therapy, everyone cried. Everyone in Animotion was crying. We were crying. And the receptionist got the video and said that she saw the video and ran down the hall. And there's 3 doctors, vets there, and the assistants screaming, "Little Ricky's walking, little Ricky's walking," because it was 4 months of him being paralyzed. And he had some more therapy after that. And now he is 100%. He walks, he runs. And so for those people that were saying it's not fear, put him down. I think, we were in a little different place because right before we switched him out of that hospital that messed this up, I reached in, we were leaving because there was visiting hours, 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening. And I reached in to touch his leg, and I had a premonition of him climbing the stairs. And I held on to that and told Elix, I know, I saw it. Spirit's not going to show me that he walked and can move if that wasn't going to happen. Spirit would not do that. And maybe he started walking, and maybe about 2 months later, we were not on the Cape yet. We were still in Norton. I was bringing them in, and Ricky was walking in, and I came around the corner and up from the basement. There he is walking the steps, or taking the steps one at a time, and the premonition came true. So much of power of being positive, and I don't know, many thousands of dollars later. It's not about the money, because Elix and I would mortgage our house for our animals, right? That's just who we are. But I just thought I'd share that with you. And lastly, his personality completely changed. He was very cranky before the accident. And now I know that he is so thankful and knows what we did. So now, in his tail never wagged, and now his tail wags. So I know this is way too much, right? Too TMI. I know it's but it's something that when I look at the videos and see him standing up and falling, and we were just basket cases when we got back from Puerto Rico with everybody. The vets crying, we were crying, everyone was crying. Customers were crying. They didn't even know what the hell they were crying for. They were just crying. Because the whole goal was to get Ricky walking. And we would say every week, I would say to the vet, like any estimate of when he could walk or when this could happen, they couldn't give me anything. And I understood that, but they used to say, but one thing, he has abs of steel. because he was exercising so much. And we still got him. He's gonna be 13, and this little shit just keeps going and going and going. And he's our baby. So I Nana Aaron, I did mortgage my house for my boy Finn. See, I love that. My grandfather used to say, I didn't know him, but he said to my mom and her 3 sisters, and it's 2 things I live by, what he said. 1, don't take shit from people. And 2, you're not a good person if you don't like animals. So I say that very openly. I could care less if someone doesn't agree with it. But if you don't like animals, you are not a good person. Just saying. So with that said, I need to leave. So thank you guys for everything. Thank you for letting me do this. And this was amazing. I hope you guys have a great, great week, and make sure you sign up for my email. Okay. And I have to, I love Linda. Agreed. Great advice. I love, and he was resilient. So